Another one from the "you can't make this stuff up" department. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny at all. But if Democrat New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy gives his assent, government school teachers in the state of New Jersey will soon not have to know anything. I mean, literally anything. They don't have to prove that they can read or write or do basic arithmetic to be able to brainwash your children into climate change and gender madness and all the rest of it. And I'm being absolutely serious. I'm not kidding at all. You guys probably saw teachers union boss Randy Weingarten was just whining, "Oh, why are people all going to homeschooling? Boo hoo hoo, cry, cry, cry." Well, the New Jersey Education Association and its pet state lawmakers just gave parents another really powerful reason to run for the exits. So this NJEA, it's actually an affiliate of the NEA, the radical left-wing extremist group masquerading as a teachers union. They called the basic skills test for teachers a barrier. And so they got their pet lawmakers in the state legislature to pass S1553. This is a bill that would actually remove the basic skills test as a requirement for being able to teach. And so now they're demanding that the governor sign it. And if he does, you will literally need no academic skills at all to brainwash and indoctrinate the helpless children. They put out an alert to all their members. They've got like 200,000 members. They put this out on their website. New Jersey requires that candidates for teacher certification pass a basic skill test, the Praxis Core academic skills for educators, reading, writing, and math. Can you imagine? How dare they do that? I mean, how dare they expect that teachers ought to be able to learn or know how to read, write, and do math to be able to teach in the classroom? It's just, it's so prejudiced and so bigoted and just, it's probably racist and anti-Semitic and homophobic too. It's just crazy. So they actually bragged in this alert about how last year they were able to get another barrier eliminated. This was called the Education Teacher Performance Assessment. They said now it's time to eliminate this other barrier, the basic skills test for teachers. And folks, I know this really sounds like the Onion. This really sounds like the Babylon Bee, but it is absolutely true. They went on to say that when the New Jersey Department of Education adopted changes to the administrative code around teacher certification, it missed an opportunity to eliminate this requirement, which created an unnecessary barrier to entering the profession. And so they called on Murphy to immediately eliminate this unnecessary requirement. So pretty amazing, folks. Reading, writing, and math are an unnecessary barrier and an unnecessary requirement for teaching children. Okay. They didn't quite explain how this was necessary, but if you know anything about what's going on in the government's indoctrination centers, you probably have a good sense of what's going on here. You don't really need to know how to read or write to shriek about white privilege or to whine about climate change, to demand global taxes. You don't need to know how to read or write to be able to advocate for Marxism. You don't know how to read or write to dress up like a freakish caricature of a woman and shake your butt in front of children. And plus, we've got, iPads and tablets now. You don't need to read or write to watch kids play on iPads and tablets while they're being indoctrinated with the politically correct values and while their data is being harvested and data mined by the technology. Folks, this is bad. I mean, this is probably goes without saying that this is bad. So this teachers union, they extort massive amounts of money from teachers and from taxpayers to fund the elections of these politicians who are doing this idiotic stuff. They actually bragged in another announcement that over 90% of their candidates were successful in the last election. So it's no surprise that this unbelievable imbecility sailed through the legislature with massive, overwhelming support. Last year, when they passed the bill to end the EdTPA, the Teacher Performance Assessment Program, they painted it as a measure to end the national teacher shortage. The governor himself, Governor Murphy, a radical left-wing extremist, said that by eliminating EdTPA, we will streamline a process that has previously acted as a barrier in the transition between sitting in a classroom and leading a classroom. Yeah, who needs pesky stuff like performance assessments and reading and writing? Folks, pretty amazing. But as you know, it comes right after Oregon renewed its decision to end all academic requirements to graduate high school. So now you can graduate from high school in Oregon without knowing how to read, write, or do math. You don't have to be able to write your name. You don't have to be able to read a stop sign to get a high school degree in Oregon. And then you can just go straight to New Jersey and brainwash other children to make sure they can't read, write, or do math. Folks, Unbelievable. The teachers union seems pretty oblivious to the damage that they're doing to their own members, let alone the damage that they're doing to these poor children trapped in their brainwash camps. But Americans are increasingly catching on, folks. People look at the school system as a joke. I know this is going to be really hard to believe, but public schools actually have a lower approval rating than Joe Biden, who has a slightly lower approval rating than head lice. And that last part was a joke. But it's easy to see why. So without some dramatic change, folks, I don't know that America is going to survive another generation of this madness. But if you love your children and you want them to be okay, you got to act immediately and get them out of this insane indoctrination system. Thanks, guys.